Hey guys, so I was just finishing up my video on how to make an altar, which I will link somewhere for you. And I was talking about how to charge crystals. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and make a video on that. Now, um, first of all, I had no idea what charging crystals, why you would charge crystals, what it meant at first or why you would even need to do it. And basically, when it comes to your crystals, you're buying them, you're purchasing them. The idea is lots of people have had their hands on them, have put their energy on them, touching them. And so people are concerned about any negative energies or conflicting energies or anything touching them. For me personally, I think it's about making the crystals my own, and just also kind of treating the crystals as I value them and really treasure them as part of my journey. And so also with charging crystals, the charging process really goes for any sacred item that you have. So I just finished up, things. I like the items I added to the altar. I don't usually have these items on my altar, but I kind of want to keep them here. So you can do this process really for any sacred item that you're adding. So I have the singing bowl here. I was borrowing this astrolabe from my friends, and I actually put it on one of my chargers to clear the energy on that, because we don't even know where this thing came from. It's ancient. You have my Buddha here. We have some flowers here. Well, actually the flowers can be used to charge, but yeah, you can use any of these things to charge your items. So number one is that you can charge your crystals with any item from nature. So you're going to think about the four elements. If you're into astrology, you know about this. It's fire, earth, air, and water. That's also a theme if you know how to read tarot cards, the same idea. You're going to do that for your crystals. So the first thing that you can use to charge, and that's the most common, but I don't think I even had this when I first got a few crystals, my very first crystal or sacred items. I definitely didn't have this when I started my altar, but this is white sage. And I don't know if you can just use white sage. I think there's more types of sage, but I went to my local metaphysical store in my neighborhood. So you can look for a metaphysical store. You can probably purchase this online too, but I'm thinking right now, we're all so isolated and things are starting to open up again. It's good to actually talk to people in person, go say hello, support your local businesses. I think that's so important, human interaction, for our minds, for our health, for our soul, to connect with other sacred beings here, besides just ourselves and our computer and our smartphone. And so this is kind of funny. So when it comes to elements, the sage is considered air because smoke is coming up from it. So another item you can use or get from your local metaphysical shop is some incense. Burn some incense. And the idea is that the smoke is going up to the heavens, to all the gods and goddesses, whoever is up there, or our higher self or whatever, metaphorically, whatever. But a funny thing about sage is I had no idea how to burn it. So yeah, now that I think back, I didn't have a candle right away. Okay, here's what I used to do, because it's kind of funny. I got to show you guys. I used to just have my Bic lighter, here, my long lighter, and I used to just take the sage, and I would just I think this thing is running out of juice, but I would take it and light the sage and try to get it to light here. That was not a good idea. I don't know why I did that. That's one reason why it's good to have kind of earth magic witchy friends to clue you in. But if you don't have them, I'm your earth magic witchy friend. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to clue you in on things that I didn't know. That I think is really important. So the way that you can burn the sage more effectively is to use a candle. And so I'm going to show you, so you don't do the stupid thing I did with just trying to light it with this lighter. It took forever. It didn't work. Oh, okay. And another thing that's important that I didn't do, that is important is to like open a window, because a lot of times like you can start like choking on the sage like when it starts burning. I don't know why I didn't think to do this, and I heard a recommendation and it was like to release the negative energies, but I think it's more than releasing the negative energies. I think it's literally so you don't like choke on the smoke when it starts burning. And I have to say, I didn't really like sage when it started. I'm just going to open the window while I'm talking to you guys. So I did not really like the smell of the sage. You know, oh my God. Oh God. Okay. Here you guys got a great moment. I almost like set my shirt on fire. So who said this video wasn't going to be exciting? All right. Everything's all right there. Yeah, I forget where I was going because I almost set my shirt on fire, but whatever. The show must go on. Okay. Like old theater, high school musical person here, right here. Okay, so basically, oh, I don't think I even showed you. Okay. Okay, so what you do, and what I just did is just dip the sage into the fire here, and it's really starting to burn well. Sometimes it doesn't burn well enough. Sometimes it's hard to get it started. But I found with having like these candles where there's, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. There's like 3 wicks here, with like, you know, to light. And I find like these candles, these big candles with like lighting 3 candles, like wicks here, is really effective for getting your sage to burn right away. Because sometimes it's hard to get it started, especially even if you have like just one like small candle. And I like to have a glass candle. I used to be afraid to have candles at all, and you can see why, because I'm afraid I'm going to start a fire, and I almost did while I did this video. But oh, what I was saying was I didn't like the smell of the sage at first, but it really grew on me. And the nice thing is that, you know, I pull my cards every day. For my altar, that's mostly how I use my altar. I pull like daily tarot cards for myself, like to connect with the universe, to get messages that I need to know for the day. And so like doing this process, like lighting the candle in the sage, like my bedroom actually smells really nice when I do it. So that's like one of the benefits of using this. So this is one way. Now that I actually have the fire, oh, okay. So, you know, you can just like put your crystals kind of in there, or you don't even need to do that. You can just have the sage burning near your crystals, you know, to charge them. It just has to be like in the general area, like the smoke kind of blowing on them. And it's really like whatever you feel is okay to you. Now that I have the fire going, fire is the next way I'm going to tell you how to charge. Like that's the second element that I'm going to go into. So we had air, sage or incense, and then we have fire. So what some people do, I don't usually do this. Like I said, I'm thinking I'm a little fire prone here. I'm a little bit of a fire hazard. Is take your crystal and just, I don't know if you can see here, just basically like rub it against, like, let me see if I don't think it's really going to show up that well, but like I have the fire lighting and I'm just going to like run this back and forth like on the light. And so it does like leave a little bit of a smudge on this. It did leave like a little dark mark like I had on my shirt, like this kind of, what is this? Like this. But it does come off. You can wipe it off. But I'm not, because of that, it kind of leaves like a little bit of ash, a little bit of a smudge mark on the crystals. I'm not really a huge fan of that, but I just wanted to show you that as an option. Okay, the next thing I'm going to go into is items from Earth. So you can actually use other crystals. Like crystals are rocks. They're from the Earth. And so what I have here, and let me take the crystals off. I like this thing. So I usually keep crystals on it. You don't have to keep them. But selenite is a crystal that charges other crystals. Yeah, so there you go. This is a crystal charger that my husband gave me as a gift, which is really nice. If you caught the last video, he was actually like, he thought tarot cards were evil, didn't support it. But I think he supports it now because he started getting me gifts for my altar, which I really appreciated and found really nice. So you can just keep the crystals on here. And some people, I mean, I don't really like care how long I charge it. Like it could be 15 minutes or whatever. Sometimes it can run longer. I think some people charge things or leave it for about 2 hours. But like if you're using fire or you're using sage, it's not going to burn that long. And I don't really think it matters. It's like kind of, you know, your preference, your comfort level. There are no rules. Like you can just do like whatever feels right to you. This is an intuitive practice. So you're going to use your intuition. And these are really guidelines. Like, you know, with setting up your altar or charging the crystals or whatever, you can just really do like a preference of, you know, what feels right for you personally. Okay, and I'm going to show you the other charging plate that I have. Try not to set myself on fire with this, which is like what I really like. I think I showed this in the altar video. This is actually made of wood here. And I'll try to link any items here in the description below. It's some Amazon links if I have them, but you can also go to your local metaphysical bookshop, like I said, and support them. So this is a charger also that my husband got that I am like a huge fan of. It's made of wood, so you can charge things on wood. I've put things like, I have wood, like a wood windowsill, and the sunlight is coming down. So, you know, sometimes I put it on there, but this is really cool. This has like the moon and the phases here. And so I try to turn it to the moon phase. Like here, I think it's a waning crescent, Capricorn. As I'm filming this, like I'm probably going to release this in a couple weeks. I don't even know. But so I move it to the moon phases. Just personally, I like it. And I think that's one's cool. And I'm just going to also just backtrack a little. When I was pointing out the sunlight, if you don't want to use fire, you can actually just leave the crystals in the sunlight, and that is considered fire because the sun is a giant ball of fire that's coming down to earth. Okay, the last thing is using water. You can just run your crystals, you know, under, you know, good old H2O. Now, some people use Florida water, like the state, if you're in the United States. But like it's like a holy water type thing, or you can get holy water, you know, from a church or temple. I don't know if temples use holy water, but like I was raised Catholic, Episcopalian, you know, there's holy water in there. But you can just run it under regular water. It's something from nature. It doesn't really have to be special or anything. And you just run it under water. But with water, you really should check whether the crystal can hold up to water. Most crystals you can put into water. However, some you can't, like selenite, you can't put into water. It will disintegrate in water. So you do not want to submerge it. So with water, really make sure to check like if you're able to do that. And you literally can just place it in water. Like I have this little dish here, so I could just take another little dish like that. I have like a bunch of them, and you know, I could just put water in here, like fill this thing up with water. I'll just like demonstrate like Vanna White here, you know, fill it with water and then submerge the crystals, like just put the crystals in there to charge them. And that's basically it. There's really not much more to it. And like I said, you can actually do this for other items. So like I borrowed this like astrolabe thing that like was the old way to calculate astrology charts. So cool. And so I don't, you know, I thought it would be nice to charge it and put it on my altar. So I just placed it on my altar for a couple hours on my like wooden charger because it fit nicely. It probably wouldn't fit as nicely on my selenite charger. So you can do any item, like any item you put on your altar, you can do that. Like sometimes I like lean money up against it if I'm thanking, you know, thanking the abundance gods and goddesses for sending money my way or whatever. So that's basically it. You have any questions, leave them below. I will let you know. What else do you want to know? I'm your girl. Cause like, this is like what I like to do, just learn everything spiritual. And so I hope you do too. All right, love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Take care, bye-bye. If you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified for whenever I release a new video every single week.